Hi all, my name is Annette Mildren, and today I'm going to be talking about the Scouts Project, which was like an effort that my Advanced Sales 2 class took in order to raise money for Scouts or disabled Scouts to go to camp in West Virginia and Pennsylvania this summer. So it's a really, really cool initiative that does a lot for our local community and our state, and it goes to a really great cause. So that's what I'm going to be talking about today. And like I'm going to go through all of my efforts, what worked, what didn't work, and also like my professional growth reflection today in regards to this project. So my goal Um, it says on here was to raise $1,000, which was quite ambitious, and I ended up raising 500 total, as this was a more difficult project for me compared to some other projects that I've had this semester. But being able to raise $500 was still a great feat, and I'm really excited about this. So I had three donors that donated to this cause. So I guess I had 100% completed since these are the three people that I asked. And I think it's pretty awesome that I was able to get this $500. And yeah. And then for my activity, so I ended up sending three emails to these people, and then I had three cold calls that I set up on Zoom, which I think was very effective in talking to people as you could like read their body language and talk to them face to face. And it says on here I had two follow-ups. I actually had three follow-ups. That's just a typo. So I just followed up with all of the individuals and I kind of tailored my messages to them. That way they felt important that they were donating and that I actually paid attention during our calls. And then for like my effort, the kind of way that I like went about this project was I was like I want to take an interest in these people and let them tell me their story. That way they'll feel more compelled to donate to this cause. And then I also made sure that whenever I went into these meetings, I had a little bit of notes about each individual. That way I didn't go into it blind. And also I always reiterated thank you to all of these people as giving a hefty amount of money to a cause that you're not like really affiliated with and you just heard of. Like that is very kind. And so I just wanted to make sure that they felt appreciated and that I always said thank you. So that's kind of like how um I kind of went about like effort and the way that I did this project. And then for what worked, I think like the best opening for me was just like starting off with small convo. I would say I'm pretty good at just having like smaller conversations with people. And then after I did that, I kind of dove into their backstory and then I dove into the project. And I found the timing of calls, I thought like after work, midday, around like 5 p.m. was the best time, as all the people I called are older and have jobs and aren't just available to call all the time. And then for the follow-up approach that I had, I just did an immediate email. That way, I didn't forget to do the email, and also that they know that their time was valued and was important, and that I'm thanking them for donating. And then the way that I framed the Scout mission was I focused more on impact than anything. I was like, your money is going towards these kids are going to be able to go to camp, and their families will get to watch their kids go to camp for the first time and you're having a big impact on these people, but also your community, your state, and everything like that. And my success rate was 100%. And I think that was a big part of it was just focusing on the impact that their donation would have on these individuals. So what didn't work, I would say like initial convo was probably my biggest challenge because I did start off with smaller conversations and that usually does go well, but sometimes it's like a little bit iffy trying to transition from the initial convo into a more deeper conversation. So I'd say that was my biggest challenge and I kind of adjusted this instead of just asking like, "Oh, how are you?" Because like that's a very basic question to ask and it's harder to answer. And I kind of went more into like specific questions like, "How was your day? What did you do today? Um, how's work going?" Things like that, because that way they actually have something to talk about and it feels more like personal to them. And if I did this differently, I mean, I think that I went about it in a good way, like focusing on impact, but maybe also tie in more of the mission and like the overall overarching goal of the Scouts, I think would be something that I would adjust if I had to do this project again. And then for my professional growth reflection, um, I would just say that my confidence definitely went up in talking to people on the phone, as I'm not a big um, person that likes to talk on the phone. I'd rather just see you in person. And I think that I definitely have more confidence talking to individuals that I normally wouldn't call on the phone, like, and not like my best friend or like my sister. Instead, I'm talking to like highly regarded people, people that work in industries that I would like to go into. So I definitely think that my confidence there um, has went up. And then I think that what I learned about myself as a salesperson is that maybe this isn't exactly what I want to go into after college, as I did enjoy talking to people. I just think that it is hard for me to ask people for money and for donations and things like that. So I feel like this probably isn't the best like field of study for myself. And then I also think that this experience really helped me overall as a person in preparing for my future, as it showed me what I did want, what I didn't want, and like kind of like what my skills are and what I'm good at regarding sales and marketing and like all the things that I want to do with my future. So yeah, thank you so much for listening to my presentation. Bye, guys. Bye.